Welcome back to the lab, guys. Today I'm going to be going over the Power Platform, another piece of Office 365. The reason I'm actually wanting to cover this is because a majority of people, small businesses, medium, large entities, there's a lot of things that are going on that are moving over to the Azure and Office 365 platform. And now that that's going on, there's a lot of great different technologies out there. One of those being the Power Platform that it can be utilized for companies and for IT professionals such as ourselves to really gain that advantage in automation and reporting. So without further any more of me telling you guys about where we're going to be going, let's get over to the intro and get on to it. Alright, so as I said, we're going to be going over the Power Platform today. And what that means is I'm going to be kind of going over what those three, I should say, I'm jumping in right now. There's three main pieces of the Power Platform, and what I'm going to be going over is what makes up the Power Platform and how those three pieces work together to really provide that power that they talk about and put in the title of the Power Platform. And as it says right here on the beginning of this page, innovation anywhere unlocks value everywhere. And that's actually kind of what's really cool about the Power Platform. 2, 3, 4 years ago, a lot of these applications I'm about to bring up, yes, they were there, but they weren't mature as they are now. They've really matured over the last 2-3 years. They've really built into something that is a lot better and stronger and has really come together in automation and allowing even small businesses and medium-sized businesses a chance to actually look at their data just as a big entity would be, and really actually be able to get that visibility on that big data. And you're probably asking, okay, well, how is that? And how that's done is there's three major key things that the Power Platform is made of. All right, the major three things that the Power Platform has going for it, all right, are Microsoft Flows, Microsoft PowerApps, and Microsoft PowerBi. Now, those three things together, now there's more to it, but those are kind of the faces, and that's kind of the golden triangle of the Power Platform. And what each of those do is kind of add a way to do, a way to view, manipulate, or store, or automate data. And basically, the way that works is they each have ways to connect and actually utilize your data. So Microsoft Flows, PowerBi, PowerApps, you're actually able to create what they call a data gateway. So I'm actually going to bring this up over here. There's actually a data gateway, and I'm actually going to be doing another video here probably right after this one that you guys will be seeing in the next week or two that will be coming up and showing you actually how to install the on-premise data gateway and access it through probably PowerBi will probably be the first one, and then we'll move on to some other things. But going back to what I was trying to say is using the data gateway and utilizing SharePoint Online, Excel lists, Azure SQL, MongoDB sources. There's a lot of different ways, but basically what I'm trying to say is the Power Platform allows you to dynamically and systematically actually plug into that data. There's a lot of companies out there that already run CRMs. There's a lot of people who run Salesforce, a lot of different other entities that run a bunch of different other programs. Maybe it's hosted on site and your everything's been there. Maybe it's a legacy program. Well, even though it's there, it's a legacy program. If it's in a database, if it's in an Excel sheet, there's probably a way for us to interact with it, manipulate it, and actually use it, and probably even make it better and more valuable than it already is for your company or your entity or maybe your job. So I'm going to go ahead and let's jump in. I'm actually going to go and let me open up PowerApps over here. So PowerApps is basically a very easy, low-code, and it can be a high-code solution of actually being able to interact, manage data, or do things. And one of the main reasons I really have enjoyed PowerApps, let me go ahead and I'm actually going to bring it up. I have it over here on another screen. One of the reasons I enjoy PowerApps is because of its capabilities and how easy it is to start something. They have a lot of easy templates. Right in here you can go in, there's different types of apps, there's a bunch of different already templates that you can go ahead and use. There's service desks, there's different types of expense reports. It's as easy as just clicking one of these, going in, and don't get me wrong, there is kind of a learning curve, but what's really great is that you can take the data that you're taking in, whether it's your service desk, maybe you're doing a site inspection, you can actually take the data that is gathered from these applications. And let me remind you, if you watched my video back on Introduction to Office 365, I talked greatly about single sign-on and the integration of being able to access applications and things without having to sign in multiple times. Well, that goes said here with these Power Apps. These Power Apps can actually be shared to users inside of your organization, allowing them to easily access it and not have to worry about signing in multiple times or do I have a password for this. Once they're signed in also, it's very easy to actually set up the Power App to actually grab the user's info of who's logged in and store that into a database or in there anywhere actually to create an audit trail. So it's really great, really powerful tool. There'll be some, more videos going on. I definitely love PowerApps, so there'll be some basic videos where I'll be building out some of these templates here, and then there will be some more advanced videos where we'll be doing everything from scratch and actually building out maybe in a Mongo database or in an SQL database to kind of show you how we can actually interact, especially with whether it's Azure or an on-prem server. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm actually going to jump back over, give me just a second here as I jump back over to Microsoft Flows now. Now, Flows is really great because of what it's capable of doing in terms of automation. And by automation, I mean that it's actually capable of going ahead and allowing you to access and move things and do things across many different environments, or I should say entities, because it's not just, as you notice right down here, there's a lot of popular services. We've got Twitter, Dropbox, Dynamics, Yammer, Excel. Flow allows you to go ahead and create ways to automate different things, whether they're notifications, adding of contacts, maybe you needed to download all the attachments and save it to a OneDrive, store it or a SharePoint, notify a team member. There's a lot of different ways. Maybe you want it to where whenever you receive something, you're sending an email, you want it posted to Twitter. There's a lot of really neat things and ways to handle that automation and actually doing it. And you can actually handle user creation and such actually from here. So you can actually create like onboarding and things like that, where if you wanted to automate, say you have a new person coming on board and you actually wanted to automate a way to be able to have it to where they're getting fully set up, assign the license and everything, you could actually create a Power App and use Flows and a Power App to do everything and actually automate the user creation, send them all their details and get them set up and going. And it's completely possible. I'm going to kind of dive in here and look at some of the things. I just want to kind of go over, these are some of the basic templates that Microsoft Flow is capable of. I mean, you've got Save Office 365 email attachments, just as I was saying, send myself a reminder. That's actually a good one. It's kind of neat. You can set that up not only for Outlook, but Teams also, as Teams and, I should say Slack and other instant messengers are becoming much bigger and, a kind of almost a requirement for interconnectivity of offices and departments to be able to talk to each other. You can set it up so that way you can actually communicate or actually have it remind you. And sometimes, we always don't get that Outlook, update or that notification. Sometimes we have things, but you can actually make it remind you different ways. And if you are using Teams, you can even make it call you. There's a lot of really cool ways to handle things. And as you see down here, look, we've got a send an approval. This little purple icon here is actually an approval icon. You can actually send and receive approvals in Outlook, meaning that, when a new item arrives and gets uploaded to SharePoint, you could go ahead and actually send an email to a director or someone who's managing that site or that document library, and you can have them actually review it. And if they want to approve it, they can go ahead and approve it, or they could actually decline it. In both cases, they're actually able to provide comments and actually, some actual feedback to the person to let them know why it was approved or why it was declined. And this can help streamline a lot of processing, because I do know a lot of entities out there that go ahead and they're like, okay, how am I going to handle this? And there's a lot of back and forth and, how's this? Why don't we just go ahead and we'll just make it a flow here? This is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to go through. And it really helps streamline processes. And in the end, when you streamline a process such as that, as I was saying before, we can record a lot of this data and all this data can be reported on. And the main reason I actually still saying reports is the last part I want to go over about this whole Power, platform is PowerBi. And PowerBi is really to me, I love it because I think it ties everything together nicely. Don't get me wrong, PowerApps has its way. It allows you to input, manage that data, create data, manipulate the data. Flows also allows you to kind of manipulate it and do things and automate it in the background. But PowerBi to me is what really allows, I should just say it this way, it's to me game changing for small and medium sized businesses because of its capabilities and its pricing. It's just fantastic that you can pay $35 a month right now at this current time of recording the video. You can get an Office 365 E5 licensing with PowerBi, get some of the premium connectors and such, and it's fantastic being able to actually go ahead and integrate with on-site legacy systems, whether CRMs or anything else, and being able to create KPIs and be able to actually pull these reports and actually find appreciation. Maybe we're trying to figure out a certain, service call and what's taking so long, or is there a vehicle or a number that's causing too much maintenance. That's what I love about PowerBi, and it's actually capable of doing all this. and there's all these different things. Right now I don't really have much in here right now. There's going to be a lot going on. My next video I probably will be working on, like I said earlier, will be PowerBi. I really want to go ahead and set up the data gateway. Once the data gateway is set up, we can go ahead and actually start manipulating a lot of my on-site SQL server and my MongoDB server and working with it. And like I said, as time goes on, I really want to do more videos over the Power Platform and how I utilize it, along with how I utilize VMware, ESXi here, along with Windows infrastructure, and basically how I can get all three of those, to kind of commingle and work together, basically through data and automation. It's fantastic, and I really want to provide insight on how this technology, especially what Office 365 has to offer, can help benefit not only those in IT or those in accounting and those in finances, but those across every aspect of the company, from hiring new people to getting and making sure assets are taken care of, to making sure people have what they need to get their job done. I really feel like the Power Platform provides a big catalyst to all of that, and the catalyst has kind of been my word with Power Platform. So I think I'm going to end it there, guys. I really hope that this video was informational. I hope it helped you kind of figure out what the Power Platform is about. What are the three pieces of it? Stay tuned. I've got kind of a whole series going over the Power Platform. I'm really looking forward to discussing all the three different parts. It's been a passion of mine over the last 2 years. I've got to learn a lot, and it's really fantastic being able to share this with y'all. All right, so I'm going to call it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure, scrolling down, click the subscribe button, click the bell to make sure you get notifications. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Reddit. You can find me all the different places. Feel free to hit me up if you want to talk. I'll try to answer, and I'll try to do as much as I can. I do work full time. I've got a lot of different moving gears. I've got a family. There's a lot of different things going on. But I do thank you guys all for the support and everything else, and always sticking around and watching the videos. And as always, I'll see you in the lab.